Hey all you super players out there, Ben Lotus aka 5 Buck Lunch, and we got a bunch of cards to go through today because I skipped yesterday to make a different video. So we're gonna go quick. Hope you like the video. First off, we got Sun Gohan, 1 cost yellow drop. That's simply so we can get our 1 drop yellow mechanic going online with the Gohan and the little dragon guy. Next up, Piccolo, a bad omen. 1 drop, add 1 card from your life to your hand. When this card is played, look at the top 7. Play 1 yellow skillless 1 drop from among them, then shuffle your deck. Good for the yellow 1 drop support. We'll definitely see play in that deck. Yamcha, demonic transformation. 2 drop blocker servant, 1k power. This is pretty much just going to be played in the Garlic Jr. deck. It's a pretty good version of that because you can either block and then use it as a blocker, or you can attack as a 20k and then servant it away. Roshi, demonic transformation, 2 drop 10k servant. If your leader card is the yellow demon cab, when this card is played, draw 1 card. You can't activate auto skills on copies of this card for the turn. This is great because it's a 20k attacker that essentially draws you 2 for 2 in the Garlic Jr. deck. Bulma, demonic transformation, 2 drop 10k servant. Active main once per turn for a yellow. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Add 1 yellow unison card with specific cost of 3, or up to 1 yellow demon clan card with energy cost of 3 or less, and then shuffle your deck. You're probably going to be playing this card because it fulfills the servant requirements and it searches up your unison or any of your demon clan members. Higher Dragon, just another 1 drop yellow that you're going to be playing in the yellow vanilla deck. Gasu of the Demonic Elite 4. So this is the first of the Garlic Jr. Demon Clan cards. It's a 2 drop, 15. Active main if your leader is a yellow demon card clan and you discard this card from your hand, add up to 1 Makio Star from your deck to your hand, shuffle your deck. We still don't know what exactly that is. And for a yellow, if your leader card is a yellow demonic clan card, you activate an Overlord skill, play this card from your hand, so he's only a 1 drop if you activate Overlord. Next up, we have Tardo of the Demonic Elite 4. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards. It can't be switched to active mode during your opponent's next turn. And then when you activate an Overload skill, play this card from your hand. So basically all these 2 drops, you're just going to be wanting to use your servants and then put them in play. Zoldo is simply the super combo that is also a Demon Clan member if you want to play that. Super Water of the Gods is a very interesting card. It's an extra card with active main. Choose one of your battle cards with the servant skill. Negate its skills for the turn, then switch it to active mode. So it basically gives one of your servants dual attack for like a surprise attack coming in. That being said, it has to be on a bigger servant because you can't servant it away and you want to, and if it won't get its 10k boost from being a servant either, so you have to use it on a bigger servant. Energy Field. Negate the attack if you can't and you can't activate copies of this card for the duration of the turn. If you have 4 more yellow Demon Clan cards in play, your opponent can only attack once more for the turn. And if you have 4 more Demon Clan cards in play, you can activate this card from your hand without paying its energy cost. This card is really good. It seems like the whole point of this deck is going to be to spam out Demon Clan members. And the leader itself, if you remember, also when your opponent attacks once per turn, you can put a Demon Clan member in play. That being said, keeping 4 battle cards in play is pretty difficult, so it'll be real interesting to see if the deck can maintain enough of a field presence for this card to be good. If they can, this card is going to be incredible. Super Saiyan Son Goku Time Patrol Elite. This is simply a black super combo. Ultimate Transformation Mira. When this card is played, choose up to 1 card in your opponent's hand and send it to their warp. Active battle once per turn. Choose one of your black battle cards with 30k power, place it in its owner's drop area. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to its owner's warp. This card is quite good. It discards a card when it's played and then just active battle once per turn, basically warps a card of your opponent's. It's very reminiscent of the Piccolo that destroys a card once per battle, except instead of drawing a card, you can kill something bigger and your opponent discards a card when it comes into play. Mira Arcane Overflow. Choose 1 toe on your warp, place it under this card, then choose 1 card in your hand and discard it. Choose 1 Mira card, then you cost of 6 to your deck, play it on top of this card, then shuffle your deck. And then it has Auto Burst 3 when it's played, draw 2 cards. So this whole combo basically is going to cost you 3 energy to put this Mira in play. Then you discard a card, draw 2, go into Transformation Mira, your opponent discards a card, and when you attack, you'll get to warp one of their battle cards. Pretty, like, generically good thing overall. It's not, like, insane, but it's quite good. 1 drop Black Poutine, 2 drop Black Gravy. I wanted to point out real quick that this could be searched with the old Demigra card, where you discard a card and you put a Poutine and Gravy in play. So now you can put in play this vanilla, which could benefit from having other vanilla things like playing the Goku in the deck. Chunchun Haru's Sister. During your opponent's turn, if you have a black unison card in play, this card gets plus 10k power and blocker. it's pretty mediocre. However, Haru Haru Shun Shun Sister, when this card is in play, you get a black, and you have a black unison in play, this card gets 10k power, and a double strike is very, very good. This card is 100% going to see play in any black aggro decks, including Vegex is going to absolutely love this card. This is a very strong card. Psy Devilman, Exploding with Evil. 2-drop, 15k, counter attack. Negate the attack and play this card. If leader card is a Dark Broly card when this card is played, place up to 2 black battle cards with 30k power from your deck in your drop area, then shuffle your deck. This is another one of those copies. A couple days ago, we saw basically targeted burst, where instead of bursting a number, you're specifically searching cards and putting them in the drop. This is going to be very good for that. That being said, though, 2 costs for a negate is also quite expensive, so we'll have to see. Great Devilman, Demonic Trickster. This is a counter play. If the battle card being played is 2 or less, is sent to its owner's warp instead of being played, and has the same effect of search your deck for 2 30k power cards and put them in the drop. This is going to be a big side deck card probably for the Dark Broly deck, as 2 or less is very specific, and against certain decks it just doesn't do anything, but against other decks it's great. So if you're playing against decks that have things like Topo Negate, or against decks like Agents, this card's probably going to see some play, but against other decks it's useless, so you probably won't main deck it. Dark Power Absorption. Choose 1 Dark Broly card in your battle area against dual attack for the turn. You can't have copies for the turn. Even though the Dark Broly deck seems like it's going to be very much about building up like one big Dark Broly and using a bunch of cards on it, I don't think this is good enough necessarily to play. We'll have to see how, like, if it's worth the card to do this. Darkness Blast Stinger. If your leader card is Dark Broly, choose up to 1 of your cards. It gets plus 10k power for the battle. Then you send 2 black battle cards with 30k power from your drop area to your warp. If you do, choose up to 1 of your leader cards. It gets 5k power for the turn. So we've seen a lot of cards like this before where it grants a card 15k, but it's an extra card and it costs an energy. That being said, this deck seems to have enough ways to put black battle cards back that I don't really think this is necessary. We'll see. It's possible, but for the most part, I don't think this is really needed. Son Goku and Higher Dragon Flying High. 6-drop, unique, dual attack. If this card would be removed from its owner's battle area, it's sent to its warp instead. All yellow skillless cards with energy cost of 1 have plus 5k power, so you get doubling the unison effect. And for 1 yellow, if you have 3 or more energy, and choose 2 of your yellow skillless battle cards energy cost of 1, place in the nearest drop area and play this card from your hand. This card is quite good. It's a 25k dual attacker that isn't negated by your unison, and it doubles your Unifin's effect, so all your yellow 1-drops are going to be 20k power, which is pretty significant from them being 15. This card is definitely going to see 100% play in that Gohan deck, and the Gohan deck shaping out to actually be pretty interesting. Garlic Jr., Commander of the Demon Clan. Deflect Indestructible, so that pretty much confirms that all the Garlic Juniors are going to have Indestructible, just like Zamasu. It's an Overlord, and auto if your leader card is a yellow Demon Clan card. When this card is played, activate this skill. During your opponent's next turn, your leader cards and unison cards don't take damage from attacks of cards that have double or triple strike skills. So this card is really interesting, and I can't tell whether it's good or not. It seems really good right off the bat, simply because it's 0 damage from double or triple strike. So it usually, though, this kind of effect says like you only take 1 damage, and it also protects your unison, which is very important. Also, the fact that he has deflect is a really key thing too. Your opponent can't actually stop you from activating this effect. That being said, unless we have some way to cheat him into play, 3 energy for this effect is a lot. So we'll have to see. It's definitely not a bad card. I'm just not sure how good it is at that cost. Vinegar of the Demonic Elite 4. 2 cost, 15k. When this card is played, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Play up to 1 yellow Demon Clan with energy cost of 2 or less from among them to your among them other than copies of this card in rest mode, then shuffle your deck. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there. Then for 1 yellow, if your leader is Demon Clan, when you activate Overload skill, play this card from hand. You can't play copies for the turn. So this card's great. It's exactly everything the Demon Clan wants. It comes in for 1. It plays a free Demon Clan, which gets you to your 4 cost negate, or your 4 in play negate. This card's great, and we'll definitely see play in that deck. We have another of the cycle of a 1-drop blocker that draws a card. If you have a unison in play, it's not pretty bad. Nitrion Shenron the Terramancer. So this is another Shadow Dragon. It looks like we're going to get 2 in this set. This one's a 2-drop. When this card attacks, place up to 1 Shadow Dragon card for your drop right at the bottom of your deck, and it's 15k. You're not going to play as many copies of this card. It's mostly for late game if you don't have enough Sin Shenrons to do your Evolve. And you can simply put 1 from your drop into your deck, but you're not going to want to do this a whole lot because you want to have enough for your 6 cost, put all your names in play, and this is another name you can attack with as well. 3-star negative energy overflow. We don't have the dragon for this yet, but just like the other ones, you can put it in your drop area to play the appropriate dragon from your deck. Same with the 7-star ball. This one goes into that Naturian Shenron from earlier. Dark Broly, the new Mass Saiyan. So this seems like it's going to be one of the key central cards for the Dark Broly deck. It's a 6-drop 30k unique blocker. If your leader card is Dark Broly, you can send 6 black battle cards other than this card from your drop area to your warp. Play this card from your drop area. One important note is, unlike most of the other ones, this is it does not specify 30k, so it's actually pretty easy to get this out on turn 1 or turn 2. Another important thing to note is it's not Overwhelm, so you can do this and Overwhelm in the same turn. When this card is played, you can't play copies of this card for the turn. So it's a unique blocker 30k. You can play on turn 1 or turn 2, and you can only play one of them per turn. This seems incredibly good. It's not a reduction, so it's really hard to counter because it's going to be a 6 cost coming into play. It's not an Overwhelm, so it doesn't burn your Overwhelm for the turn. And it's a big, big blocker, which is relatively actually decently hard to get rid of. Pargus Toa Subordinate. It's a 1-drop 30k. Now you're going to see commonality between these next few cards is they're big 30ks with that where their skills can't be negated and they can't attack. So basically, they're, instead of being a little battle card with like barrier that sits on your board, they're big battle cards without barrier that can't attack. So it's something that's just going to sit on your board and generate advantage. Speaking of active main battle, choose this card on one Toa card in your battle area, switch them to rest mode, choose one of your Dark Broly cards, it gets critical for the turn. So you can basically turn your 30k blocker into a 30k blocker critical. And this is the Toa you're probably going to be switching to rest mode because it's another 1-drop 30 that can't be negated and can't attack. When this card is played, add up to 1 Dark Dragon Ball from your deck to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So you're going to grab your Dark Dragon Ball for your Broly Xeno, which we don't know what that does yet, but presumably that's what it's going to do. Active main once per turn for 1 black, add up to 1 Dark Dragon Ball from your drop area to your hand. So this is very similar to the vanilla Goku, where you're just going to be grabbing Dragon Balls like every single turn, and the Dragon Balls are 5k combo pieces. So it's simply something that sits there and generates energy, or generates advantage. Toa Dark Aura Deluge, just like the other two, 1-drop 30k, can't attack, can't be negated. Choose one of your black battle cards with 30k power and place in its owner's drop area. Add up to 1 black battle card with 30k power from your drop area to your hand. So this will simply allow you to swap out like a used Pargus or Toa in order to grab your Broly back. Broly Savage Rush. This is a 1-drop 30k. Once again, can't attack, can't be negated. For 1 black, send 3 black battle cards from your drop area to your warp. Play this card from your drop area. Another important thing to note about all these cards is they have 0 combo power. So if you're using this just for combo power, it's not going to do anything. This is interesting. I am not 100% sure what this is going to be used for yet. I'm guessing it's going to be used to go into your Xeno-Broly, since probably what's going to happen is the Xeno-Broly needs like a Broly 30k power or something to go into, because as of now this card basically does nothing, but I'm assuming that at some point it's going to be used in a combo of some sort. Rebellion Hammer. This is a extra card black counterplay, 2 cost. If your leader card is black and you send 3 black battle cards from your drop area to your warp, very easy. If the battle card being played has a cost of 4 less, is placed in its owner's drop area instead of being played. If you have 12 or more black battle cards in your warp, reduce the cost of this card in your hand by 1. This card is really good. It's probably going to be played a lot in Vegex and other black rush decks. Fulfilling the cost of warping 3 black battle cards of your choice is very easy, and having 12 or more black battle cards in your warp is also incredibly easy. Vegex will normally have this online on turn 2. So yeah, this card's really, really good. Expect to see this a lot. Instant Transmission, 10k Kamehameha. Counterattack, negate the attack, then place up to 2 black battle cards from your warp in your drop area. Active main for 1 black, choose 2 cards in your hand, send them to your warp, add this card from your drop to your hand. This card's interesting. It's so it's a -2 to grab it back, and then you can put cards in your warp into your drop area with the negate. This card could be incredibly powerful as just a way to recycle the cards you don't want in your warp back into your drop. Discarding 2 cards for a negate is pretty expensive, but the fact that it's active main makes it a lot easier to do. Like, it's not like you have to win. It's not like the old negate. I can't remember what it's called. It had the time girl on it, but the old negate said when you activate this card, discard 2 cards to immediately add it back. Whereas this one, you can just add it back for a black. It has a lot of utility. My guess is this will be like a one of in like Vegex. That seems about right for when you really need a negate. You can pay a black to grab it back. But we'll see. It's definitely not terrible. So yeah, that's all the cards. These black Broly guards seem really interesting. I'm going to be really interested to see what we get going forward with this, because this really seems like it's like half the deck, and then we're going to get like the big finishing cards later. But it's interesting that they brought the mechanic, instead of giving little cards barrier or making them unable to remove, they're able to remove, it's just difficult. So yeah, pretty interesting mechanic. We'll have to see whether that's good enough to keep them on board. It depends a lot on the removal people are playing and kind of how the meta shifts. So yeah, what do you guys think? Are these black battle cards good and interesting like I think? The yellow deck with the Gohan Dragon seems really interesting as well. Excuse me. This card seems really, really cool. I kind of hope we get like one more big finisher for the deck. That would make it like a complete deck. So we'll have to see once they start revealing some more super rares. Once again, the deck building competition for the Gohan ends on Friday at midnight. So make sure you have your submission in by then, and the winner will be announced on Monday when that free topo negate. Go out there, play some super, and have some fun.